So if I'm to share with you what I believe God showed me in my prayer time about 3 different people, here's what I see. You are doing everything right on the outside. Your life looks put together. Your feed looks peaceful. You're the one everybody calls when they need something because you always say yes. You show up. You give more than you have. You pray harder when you should be resting. But inside, you are disappearing. I can tell by the things you're afraid to say, by how you'd rather stay quiet than upset anyone, by how you've forgotten what you actually want because you've been living for what everyone else wants from you. And here's the part that breaks my heart. You don't even realize it has happened. You've become so good at being strong for everyone else that you don't notice you're falling apart inside. You're broken down. Your breaking down looks like your schedule. Your exhaustion looks like dedication. Your disappearing looks like selflessness, but it's not. It's fractured identity. And if you're watching this, some part of you already knows that to be true. See, I want to tell you about 3 women. They're not the same person, but their story is the same. Sarah is a mom of 2. She wakes up every morning, take care of everyone, and by 8 p.m., she's so tired she can't remember her own name. She hasn't had a hobby in years. She can't tell you the last time someone asked her what she wanted. When her husband suggests she take time off for herself, she feels guilty. She feels selfish, so she doesn't do it. Maya, she's a successful professional. Everyone at work knows her as competent, as reliable, always available to everybody. But at home, she's different. She apologized for taking up space. She makes herself feel smaller. She says yes to favors she doesn't even have the energy for because the word no feels like abandonment. She's terrified of disappointing people. So she disappoints herself instead. Now, Tasha, that's my girl. That's my girl. She's been serving in church for 15 years. She's organized, she's faithful, she's committed. But she's also burning out. And she can't tell anyone because what kind of example would that set for the people who are looking at her, who feels that she's so strong? She just keeps going. She keeps performing. She keeps smiling. But her identity isn't her own anymore. It belongs to everyone else's expectation of who she is. And it's really not who she is. These 3 different women, they all have a fractured identity. And here's what's wild. They didn't wake up one day like this. This didn't happen overnight. It was built over time, just like your fractured identity was. See, something told them their needs don't matter. Someone showed them that love is conditional. A situation taught them that being easy is being worthy. And now they've spent so many years proving they're not worthy that they believe it. So let me tell you what fractured identity actually is, because you might be living in it and not even have a name for it. You don't recognize what it is. You know you just do it every day. A fractured identity is when the person you actually are becomes separated from the person everyone needs you to be. I'm going to say that again so it resonates, so you hear it. A fractured identity is when the person you actually are becomes separated from the person everyone needs you to be. It's when you've abandoned yourself to keep everyone else together, everyone else happy. Now, this didn't come out of nowhere. In your childhood, in your relationships, in your circumstances, something taught you that your needs were less important than other people's comfort. Maybe your mom was always crying, so you learned to be strong. Maybe your dad was critical, so you learned to be perfect. Maybe you were told you were too much, so you learned to be small, to shrink yourself. Maybe you experienced rejection or betrayal, and you decided that if you could just be good enough, that's why I wrote enough, but if you could just be good enough, it wouldn't happen again. So you learned the rules. You learned how to perform. You learned how to disappear. And for a while it worked. It kept you safe. It kept you in survival mode. It kept you protected. It even kept people close to you. But here's what nobody tells you. A survival strategy that once protected you is now destroying you. If you be honest with yourself, it's destroying you because you've gotten so good at being what everyone else needed that you don't even know who you are anymore. That's a fractured identity. Let me tell you what it shows up as. It shows up as people pleasing. That looks like kindness. I'm being kind to people. You say yes when you mean no. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You make yourself available even when you're completely empty. People tell you you're so generous, but inside you're resenting them. You're exhausted. You're invisible. It shows up as perfectionism that looks like dedication, determination. You think if you just try harder, be better, achieve more, then you'll finally be enough. Again, that's why I created the workbook Enough. Then people will finally accept you if you're enough for them. Then you'll finally matter. So you work harder. You aim higher. You're never satisfied. And no matter what you accomplish, it's never enough because the goal isn't about you. It's about proving your worth to everybody else who truthfully it doesn't even matter to. Self-abandonment. That's how it shows up as well. Self-abandonment that looks like strength, like you're strong, the strong friend. You take care of everyone. You know everyone else's problems. You're the one people lean on, but nobody is asking about you. Nobody's checking on you. You know that cliche we had a year or so ago, the strong friend, who's checking up on their strong friend? And you're okay with that because somewhere along the way you decided your needs were less important than anyone else's. So you stop saying that. You stop saying your needs out loud. You stop expecting people to see you. But now you're so used to being invisible to everyone that you don't even notice it's happening. Here's what's breaking my heart about fractured identity, because I struggled with that. It's not just that you're suffering. It's that you've gotten so good enough. You've gotten so good at hiding it that nobody else knows either. Nobody knows you're struggling. Nobody knows that you have a fractured identity because you keep showing up for everybody else. That was me at one time. Your church doesn't know you're struggling. Your family thinks everything is fine with you because you smile every day and you put on and you paying your bills, you're doing all the things. Your friends think you have it all together. Your co-workers respect your work ethic. And you're just trying to hold it all together long enough to get through the day. So you can go home and hide in your secret closet, hide in that bottle of wine, hide in a glass of Grey Goose, hide in a glass of Jack, hide in a cigar, hide in sex, hide in porn. Whatever it is you do when you get home at night to reprieve or relieve your day. See, now I want to tell you what God says about this. Because you've been told a lot of things about yourself, and most of them are absolute lies. God says this about you, and I need you to really hear this because your life is going to change when you believe it. Not when nobody else believes it for you, but when you believe it. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't know how many times I say that to you, but I need you to hear that. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Not your achievements, not your performance, not your ability to please people. You, the core of who you are, the way God knitted you together in wonderful. It's wonderful. It's intentional. It's not a mistake. You are not a mistake. God has also said before you were even born, he knew you. He didn't form you and then look surprised by who you turned out to be. God knows everything about you because he knew you. He was thinking about you before you even existed. He liked what he was making. And then here's the part that changes everything. God says there's no condemnation for you. None. None, absolutely none. Not for your mistakes, not for your failures, not for the times you weren't strong enough or good enough or perfect enough. Not for the ways you're disappointed people, not for being human. You are enough because God created you enough. You've been living like your worth is something you have to earn. People, society makes us feel we got to earn everything, learn our accomplishment, earn our certificates, earn our awards. But God says it's something you already have. You don't have to prove yourself to God. You don't have to perform for him. You don't have to make yourself small so he'll accept you. He already does. Not because of anything you did, but because of who he is. That's the foundation of everything we're about to walk through. Your fractured identity, it was built on the lie that your worth depends on what you do, who you please, how perfect you are. That's what society says. But what if your worth is inherent? What if you already enough? What if the only thing you need to restore is your belief in that truth? That's where restore comes in. Restore is a method. It's a framework. But more than that, it's a pathway back to yourself. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to walk you through 5 videos that are going to move you from invisible, seen, broken, free, unworthy, enough. Again, invisible, seen, broken, free, unworthy, enough. Video 1 is called Receive Witness, and it's about feeling seen, because you can't heal when nobody acknowledges. We're going to name that you've been carrying alone and let you know that it's real and it matters. Video 2 is Excavate the Root, and we're going to dig into where this fractured identity came from. We're going to name the lie you've been believing since childhood. Video 3, Shift Promise. This is where the magic happens. We're going to replace that lie with God's truth about who you actually are. The 4th video, Take Territory and Operate in Overflow. This is where you stop just thinking differently and you start living differently. A mind renewal, Romans 12:2. This is where you take action that proves to yourself that you actually are free. This isn't therapy. This isn't self-help. You know, a lot of people are doing these self-help things. Your help comes from God. You can't help yourself, because if you did, you wouldn't be in the fractured identity that you're in. This is biblical restoration of your identity. You don't have to do it alone. You don't. First, watch this video again if you need to. Let it land. Sit with it. This is probably was something here that made you uncomfortable. Something in this video already made you uncomfortable. That's not a bad thing. That means you're awake to what's been happening in your life. Secondly, I want you to comment below. I want you to hear. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me, when did you stop expecting people to see you? When did that shift happen? When? When did you stop performing instead of living? What made you feel that love was conditioned on your performance? Which part of your identity is most fractured right now? Because when you name it, you start healing it. Third, come back next week for video 1. I'm going to say next week, but I more than likely, I'm going to record it tomorrow. I'm going to say, come back tomorrow for video 1. This is beginning of getting yourself back. You've been invisible for too long. You've been invisible long enough. It's time for you to be seen. It's time for you to be free. It's time for you to believe that you are enough. Again, that's why I created the workbook Enough. God gave me that. God wants you to see that you are enough. And we are going to do this together. I'll see you tomorrow. But what I want you to know is this. You are enough. They fractured you, and that's not okay. God didn't build you that way. People did that to you. If this blessed you, I want you to go ahead and join my Discord community. Like-minded believers, we get together every week. We discuss things. On Friday, there's a live Google Meet call where we go one-on-one together. You can ask all the questions. Like-minded believers, we talk. You will leave there with peace in your heart, because we're going to deal with whatever happened throughout that day, throughout that week, so you leave refreshed and renewed. Again, they fractured you, and that's not okay. Join my Discord community. Be blessed. Shalom.